Are back. I'm just getting everything set up. Alright. Yep. Live on both YouTube and Twitch. So, we are doing Citizen Sleeper again. I'm just gonna kind of get right into it. I work later today, so I'm probably going to... Sorry, that's my cat. I'm probably going to maybe cut it a little early, just because my work schedule is a little different today. Alright. And let's do this. Okay. It's loading right now. Interesting stuff happening. I'm just checking up on the stream, seeing how everything's doing. Seeing how everything's doing. Seeing how everything's doing. Seeing how everything's doing. Seeing how everything. All right. I don't know if my mic is picking anything. It seems like it is. Okay. Oh, where are we? Oh yeah, the bounty hunter just arrived. So I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. All right. Let's see what our options are. We got the Overlook Bar. Oh, I need some food. Okay. Cool. 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 Alright. Alright. Yep. Restaurant Club, Infest on Bert. Yeah. How many scrap? More out of the exchange than the 20 I'm putting in there? Let's see. No, not really. Okay. All right. Just checking on my stream real quick. If my mic's getting picked up, because it doesn't seem like it is. My mic's getting picked up because it doesn't seem like it is. Okay, good. Alright. Sorry about that, I just kept testing it and it wasn't outputting on my laptop for some reason, so I just want to make sure I'm not no one can hear me. So do I have a Havenage cipher? Nice. What do I get from that? Nope, nope, nope. Okay, why is the camera doing this right now? What's going on is it is not matching the what I'm doing with my controller. So what's going on with that? No. Oh, the Ripper Worm. Do I have it? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's what we were doing with that. Okay. Okay. No. Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll do that. And I don't have a 2. Need to get the data off this yet again, Agent. Well, I know I should be talking more. I'm just having a little bit of trouble getting into it today. But we're gonna keep going. Alright, let's end the day, and that's where we're going. Inject stable. I will wait one more day. That's probably a bad call, but I don't know. It's so expensive. Sorry. Yep. Alright. So perpetually hungry, which sucks because I have to spend money on it. Does Emphistol, is it better? I got 2 more cycles before I need to do that, so I need to make some money. So I can... Okay. Yeah, let's do 5 on that one. Nice. Wait on that one. Okay, I can go to the Havenage office, Nina, and assembly. Let's see these 2. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast, a landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and is strangely unsettling. She's quite beautiful, I think. Oh, this was a sad one. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning on the railing. He's thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem, he leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring at the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You working on her then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing the ship, or just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. Understandable. I'm admiring. Understandable, he nods, gazing back out at the sidereal horizon. You like her too, don't you, Mina? He jostles her a little. She's Mina and my ticket out of this. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Havenage contract on the Sidereal Horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. We won't get to sleep the journey, though. We get a couple of decades of service would be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall in a new world. Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Ellis Foundation is sending thousands to settle a system outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony, no surrogacy, no corporations. Probably at first, yeah. Ellis Foundation? They are Havenage's client, yeah, some wealthy project from the core system interested in independence and self-sufficiency and all that. They hired the whole shipyard out, helped rekit it and everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose, but doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Mina responds, pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers, food, pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back to you, and suddenly you notice how tired he looks. I'm not on the Havenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. Yeah, maybe. He looks at the sidereal horizon as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hole. We've got to hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works while he stares out. Mina catches your eye curiously. You agree, Mina? She straightens up and meets your eye. Daddy loves me, she says it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We are just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a ship, huh? Turns and walks down the walkway away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shouts echo down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. So this is I think this is one of the possible endings, because there's like multiple endings with multiple characters that you can leave the station on. I'm not going to be doing any of them, because I want to go the proper ending of the game. But, you know, it's an option. So it was initially released in like 3 parts, was the thing. So it's kind of got 3 distinct like acts. Alright. Can't really do either of those right now. Let's see the Havenage offices. Oh, I can put yet again. Data. Sophisticated tech, but the ship mine fragment I think is going to be useful for the mercenary. I do have Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, now then. Other ways to make money. I think I'm gonna have to go sleep for now. Alright. Okay, this is a good roll today. I'm gonna spend a day trying to get some money. The unit assembly can get paid. So, engineer or interface. I don't really have a positive or negative for either. Cool. Both cryo. I'm gonna do another one. Alright, cool. What else? This is sort of a slow part right now between some big arcs, and I just kind of have to wait. I have to wait for, like, this to kick off, and then I gotta wait to go lose a ton of money. I can go into the low end. I don't know if... What is that? It's like a lot, though. 60. So, I don't really want to right now. I kind of want to finish up some of the stuff here and save up some money. And I am going to need a stabilizer at some point. I have enough for it, but, like, it's real expensive. You know, and I'll be unlocking more arcs as I I fill up this bar, I unlock some stuff, so maybe let's do it, 2 birds with 1 stone. It'll also make me some money. Yeah, this is gonna be a boring sort of day, but we're just waiting for stuff. Not that the game is bored, just like I'm not gonna do anything really crazy interesting today. Hunter. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that right now. You get to destroy it later. Yeah. Well, this is kicking off now. As you arrive, Fang comes striding towards you and taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. See Harden Hearst. He gives you a sideways glance. Isn't that what you're here for? He steps in the passageway, guiding you down on ring towards shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. Actually, I was going to check in on the disabling my tracker, but alright. The data you ripped? Well done, by the way. Grins tells me Harden is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's a perfect chance to confront him outside of the compound he hides in. Fang takes a sharp turn, dimly lit side passage. Confront him? That's right, it's the perfect time. Fang slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where, somewhere in the black, a water pipe drips. It's him, Sleeper, the same Harden Hearst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union. Paces the tunnel, hand rubbing at the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day and the next Erland's Union took power. No, I imagine there was that sort of a transitionary period. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs got higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop, and as new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time, Solheim was folding up, dragging the court cases in the central systems, while this severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. Riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erland, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim, and maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock, while my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Feng pauses in the dark. They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart, Feng finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning. From shits like Hardin. Shits who held their place, wrote it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they'd exploited at every step. Yeah, dude, you are so fucking wordy, man. Feng starts walking again. That's why I can't just let him strut out about the shipyard this time. This time his past catches up with him. I was like kind of only half paying attention to that. What was that? You know what, though? I get you want, like, a cool, badass confrontation, dude. I really think we should think about this. Like, I think we should take the information to... Like, I would see if there's any kind of, like, political rivals who are, like, relatively trustworthy and kind of take the information to them so that you guarantee you have backing before the confrontation. Because, yeah, I know the confrontation is all cool and heroic and stuff, but it's like, if you don't have anyone to back you, you're just gonna... you're just showing your hand in a way that I don't think you should. Feel free, but I'm going now. I hate people like this. We're just that kind of, like, hot-headed, stubborn, like, no, we're doing it. Like, you know, obviously, yeah, I confront him, but I think we should get some allies first before we do. You know, guarantee that someone's on side. Show the data around to some people secretly. I mean, that is risky, too, because it could get back to him, but, like... Why do it this way? This is the worst way to do it. Anyway, Feng rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling you can see ships mid-construction, their flanks lit by flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. This is crazy. Feng turns to you. Don't come then, I won't force you. You stand across from each other in the corridor. Isn't that Sleeper? You coming or not? I mean, I guess I'm coming, I'm just saying this is a bad plan. Let's go show this shithead some consequences. Oh man, I love that attitude. That is probably not what's gonna happen. And he strides to the shipyard entrance and pushes to the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex. Snatches of construction bays always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Feng seems to know exactly where he's going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock locked to one side of the sidereal horizon. Network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Feng spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across the gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship, the other with the others stick thin, cleanly dressed with a shock of gray hair. You and Fang say his name in unison, and Fang sets off the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. Coming to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock, and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst! Fang shouts across the noise, taken by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Fang, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be at this place. You are a traitor, Hardin, a Solheim executive who tried hiding here among its victims. Fang's voice is steady, strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erland stood for, everything Havenage stands for. You have no place on this station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs. Well, good to meet you, too. He glances around at those around him. Weird sentence. Some are smiling, others nervous. You're from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Hardin, inspecting Fang's clothing. Fang turns to the foreman. You need to call security. This man's a corporate agent. Foreman glances between Fang and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. Just gonna watch. Fang holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right, I am systems, and I have records linking you directly to Solheim right here. Turns to the foreman. So again, I'm asking you to take this man in the custody of the shipyard. Foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm and measured. If you had such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, echoing the sound of boots on walkways coming from all angles at once, and then setting behind you. Please, says Hardin, submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Fang spits. Hardin, you shithead, you can't wriggle out of this one. I think he's going to wriggle out of this one. The security officer draws weapon and levels it. Fang turns and stares him down. So the thing is, this is probably not the first time that someone's figured this out. I think Hardin is a survivor. He knows how to get out of things, you know? And so I think that this was a bad plan, but I hope a lesson is learned. I'm sure we can take him down eventually, but, like, man, he's been doing this for decades. He's good. He's clever. Like, he's not an idiot. If he was an idiot, had been arrested years ago. You look at Fang. He shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Fang, and he pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked out of the shipyard and nudged you back in the corridor, Fang picks up pace. You try to keep up as he slips in the shadows of an entrance. Fang is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. A slate of web connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to set of points around the ring. Got him. Okay. Hardin is doing what any sneaky shithead always does, calling his friends. We're tracking his outgoing messages. The old one is our best. Spook him good enough and they'll give the game away. Alright, so this was a better plan than I thought it was. Could I have been in on that, though? By the way? He jabs at the slate and you see the web being drawn on the map on the ring. All these dots, these are Hardin's buddies, the ones he's messaging right now. We're gonna go find them all. You tricked me. Not exactly, you did good. And slips back. We better split for now, Sleeper, but this is exactly what we need. Good hunting. I actually forgot about this. I remember that going badly, but I forgot about this part. It's been a while since I played it. Yeah. Pat on your shoulder, Fang drifts away, back to the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Cool. Nice, I got a, upgrade point. Alright. That's pretty good. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Good. Get some money. Fission extractor. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. I can also give myself a +1 to engage. I'll think about it. I will think about what I want to upgrade. Meantime. Alright. Yep. Knew it was going to be quite a bit. Can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes along the bar. Look over to see him leaning across it in a pool of light. Empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle the place is packed. A load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass on the bar, or go spend savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. Walk away. He gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. Think that's it? One round of drinks and we're even? Sleeper, come on. His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from the chest holster. What's wrong with you? Ethan laughs hard, and people around him turn to see what's happening. You think this is on me? I think someone in your position might have a better idea of how all this works. I'm freelancer Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with S&ARP, didn't we? Difference is, my word means something. He closes the gap, stumbling a little. What did you think? You mean you just run away from your contract, your debt? You just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or two? I don't really like either of those options. I think, I'd like a run option. I'd like to leave. He seems like he's escalating. I'm gonna go with, I'm nothing like you. That's what I'm saying, Ethan addressing the bar. Now, having noticed the attention from the other patrons, you're a coward. I'm a professional. Though I should thank you, Ethan nods his hand heavy, for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. If I knew catching saddle escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds a finger in that general direction without turning around. I'm gonna just watch. Nothing to add? Ethan turns and walks back to his bar. Good. Lesson learned. Ethan sits heavily down on the bar stool and searches his glasses for one with something left in it. Thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild you haven't figured that out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what. Finds a glass and downs the contents. So please go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another drink. He turns and taps the bar for a fresh... Whenever I need another, turns and taps the bar for a fresh drink. Alright. Yeah, look at yourself. Give it up, Sleeper. I'm done teaching you for today. He settles his head on the bar and closes his eyes. Sick of you. Go find a job. You turn on your heel and are out of the cloying dark and the wet stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway. Anger drives your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. Okay. Oh, I have 2 upgrade points now. Nice. Okay. Extra cryo is always good, so I'm gonna upgrade that. And I need 2 for that one, but yeah. And just upgrade that skill real quick. Alright. And I'm gonna make some money at the Overlook board. Nice. Well, let's make friends with Tala. The gorilla slides from the bottle into the lumpy recycled glass, a pale, grassy yellow under the overlook's warm lights. The spacer nods and takes the drink, bringing it up to their face with both hands like an offering bowl. This is the good stuff. This stuff Tala says is aged in wood casks, stored in some closed-off part of the old station, among corroded wires and softly looping systems, though sometimes it's hard to tell if Tala's joking. Either way, you like pouring this stuff. It gets on your fingers, and if you rub them together, you can smell the mossy drink cut through with aniseed mushroom wood as the alcohol evaporates. You like those who order it too. The aged Girl is kept beneath the bar, open to order only by those who know it's there, like the quiet spacer standing at the bar right now. They're far enough away you can freely watch them as they close the bottle and tuck it beneath the bar. We call them a spacer because they bear the hallmarks, pale, vac-suited, bird-boned, and hunched beneath the weight of the station's spin gravity. The closer you look, the less you see a type. Pale eyes, almost gray, but kind. Delicate fingers that lightly drum the bar as if it was an instrument. Shock of black hair, almost covering a forehead scar. Scars are something you have learned to value. They're what marks out your body from the hundreds, maybe thousands, who knows, of similar models that rolled off SNR's biolabs. You find yourself rubbing one on your forearm, a rough little split. Something that on good days you might think of as a mark of defiance. Suddenly you hear a heavy clunking at the door. It creaks open, and huge cylindrical metal tank tumbles through, slamming into the floor. Shit, Tala breezes in from behind, a whirl of hair and bright eyes. Shit. Tala? Sleeper! She ducks behind the bar and comes over. Can you help me with this? You look at the huge metal tank suspiciously. How'd you get that thing up here? Tala puts hand on her hip. Are you gonna help me or what? You come around the bar and get to the side of the tank. Okay, says Tala, on my count. 1, 2, 3. You both heave the tank up to standing somehow. You hold it in place, struggling to keep it steady. Tala? Where's this going? In the back, comes a voice from behind the tank. Someone managed to lug the huge thing into the back room, where you place it in one corner, dwarfing the rest of the contents in cramped space. As you do, you hear a crunch. You stand back and look at the expired rations oozing from under the tank. Oh, shit. Tala looks at you apologetically. I know you liked those. That's okay. Push the crushed rations to one side. That's the end of that. Tala looks exhausted and rubs her shoulders. Francis, I swear to... Francis? Francis, I mentioned him already. My guy on the door. He deals with suppliers. Tall. He was supposed to be back from Etienne's up in Greenway by now, but back with our gear roll. She leans against the tank. Seems like he's got lost again, or joined the Haifa commune. We need that gear roll. There's 4 other bars near here, and the spacers sure as hell don't come till they overlook for the ambiance. She looks through the open door to check if anyone can hear her. She knocks on the little tank. So I'm taking matters in my own hands. She smiles. Welcome, sleeper, to the Overlook Distillery. Look around the dank back room. You, must be joking. She gives you an unimpressed look. Where's your imagination? This will work. I might need some help, though, she shrugs. You up for it? She knocks on the tank again. Could be fun. Alright. Okay, she grabs you by the shoulders. I'm excited. She, turns around and looks in the tank. I reckon we chop this thing in half. 1 half for fermentation, the other we turn into a still. We'll also need to gather the ingredients. She turns back to look at you. You look more like a chopper than a gatherer, she smiles. How about you build the still and tub while I work on the rest? Oh wait, sleeper, I have an idea. Tala's grinning and it's making you nervous. To make up for the rations, how about we put a kitchen in here too? Will it fit? We'll make it work. She turns back to the tank. This is going to be great, she says to herself. You look at the dented tank in the bare room. At least she has vision. Tala nudges you out of the back room and closes the door. As you go back to the bar, you hear the banging and thumping begin. Spacer finishes up their drink and nods in your direction as they leave. You can't quite tell if it's a gesture of sympathy or good luck. So much for a quiet shift. Yep, and I can build the still now. Let's go over here. Yeah. Oof. Oh, I can make 3 mistakes. Alright. No. Additional slow stable. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some stabilizer. To quickly leave surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial, clutched tightly in your hand. Open your hand, and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from the vial. I wanted it as a hard metal strip, a handle. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted on it. 207F, and then crudely scratched in the handle at some later date. Low end. For a moment you consider going back to the surgery to return the key, but then quickly think better of it. Does Sabine want you to have it? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to hit the low end and find out. Alright, so now I have to go to the low end. But I don't really want to spend all my money on that. So... yeah. Michael. I would do a bit more, but I think I'm gonna call it at an hour. I'm just kind of feeling a little bit not 100% today, so yeah. Okay. Good, got some money, doing that. Just gonna make some money today. And... starving, so I'm going to get some food. And I'll do that later. Yeah, I was gonna try and go for an hour. I'm not feeling it right now, so I'm gonna call it a little bit early today. And yeah, we'll get more done next